Medicine Without Cruelty presents Understanding Human Biology Part 2, Tissues and Organs. So we learned in the last video that humans are made up of cells, tissues and organs, and the complexity of these structures can vary significantly across species. Animals don't replicate human biology, and that's a massive problem. We learned about cell organelles, so the substructures within a basic cell, which is the basic building block of all living beings. And we learned about three important structures: mitochondria, nucleus, and cell membrane. The mitochondria generates energy necessary for cells to function, playing a key role in metabolism and therefore drug metabolism. The nucleus contains the cell's genetic material and is responsible for regulating gene expression and cell division. Now, we're going to be revisiting some of these points later on in the series, so don't worry, we will be revisiting all of this knowledge again. And finally, the cell membrane controls what enters and what exits the cell, playing a critical role in drug absorption, distribution, and cell signaling. So just to remind you, they are the powerhouse, control center, and gatekeeper of the cell. So if we move forwards, let's talk about tissue. Now, tissues are groups of similar cells that work together to perform a specific function. We likened cells to Lego bricks in my last series. If we think about putting similar colored Lego bricks together, we can think of that as what a tissue is. It is a group of similar cells that work together to perform a specific function. So, for example, muscle tissue. They are made up of muscle cells that work together to enable movement. There are actually four main types of tissue within the human body. There is epithelial tissue. They cover the surfaces and lines all your organs, and such as your skin. And even the lining of your digestive tract is covered with epithelial, what's called epithelial. We have connective tissue, so it provides structure and support like bone and cartilage. We've got muscle tissue. We have nervous tissue. It transmits signals throughout the body and it's found within the brain and the nerves. Now, organs, they are the next level up. They are structures that are made up of multiple types of tissues that work together to perform complex, very specific functions. For example, the stomach, that picture in the bottom left of your screen, is an organ involved in digestion with muscle tissue to churn your food, epithelial tissue to protect the lining of your stomach, and connective tissue to support its structure. So all three different types of tissue are used together to create your stomach. Another example of tissues working together in an organ is your heart. So, your muscle tissue within your heart enables the pumping of blood throughout your body. Connective tissue supports the structure, and nervous tissue helps regulate your heartbeat. These tissues collaborate to ensure the heart can pump blood effectively. So, how are they all related? Now, you know, tissues and organs are connected to each other in organ systems. Organs don't work in isolation. They are connected to other organs to form an organ system. For example, your digestive tract or your respiratory system, how you breathe and how you process your food. So, if you think about your digestive system, your stomach, your intestines, your liver, pancreas all work together as part of the digestive system to process food, absorb nutrients, and eliminate waste. And actually, there's communication between tissues and organs because we have nervous signals, hormones, blood flow, allowing them to coordinate activities. A simple example is when you're hungry, your brain signals to your stomach to prepare for digestion. Understanding how cells form tissues and organs allows scientists to replicate these structures in a lab, like organoids or organ on a chip technologies. These models can mimic human organ function, enabling researchers to study disease or test drugs in systems which resemble actual human organs. Because remember, these therapies, these treatments we're designing are for humans. And so we need to make sure that we can resemble actual human organs. And so just kind of a final point that similar cells work together to develop tissues, and organs are made up of t- different types of tissues all working in unison. So, how do they help us survive? Cells, like I said, they are the smallest functional units of life, carrying out basic processes that keep us alive, like energy production, waste removal. Cells group together to form tissues. They're designed to provide shape, structure, and protection. And that contributes to the body's function. And finally, your organs made up of multiple types of tissues that allow body systems to perform specific functions, such as your heart, for example, or your stomach. Each organ has that specialized role which contributes to larger organ systems, like I mentioned earlier, your digestive tract, your respiratory system, so the system where you breathe, and your circulatory system, how blood gets pumped throughout your body.